What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Flip.
I'm Element.
We get together every Sunday to catch up on our favorite TV shows, movies, everything in pop culture. We're talking about My Country, episode 11 and 12. Let's get to it.
So we finally got to see that first scene we saw in episode 1 play out. Now, last time we saw Hui and Namjoon and Bangwon, he had his little meeting in the bamboo forest.
Yes, the bamboo forest.
And things went underway.
Yeah, I actually thought that Hui was going to be this ruthless, warrior, like we talked about in the last video, but apparently the poison is still running through his system and it's quickly deteriorating his body. And so he's not that ruthless, killer. Well, he is still a ruthless killer, but he's obviously weakened.
I think the medicine that he was taking also kind of, desensitizes him to pain and emotional pain because, his emotions do come out every once in a while, but that's when he's out of it,
I think he's still there. For sure.
He is.
There's this tragic love story between Hye and Hui right now, and it's almost like, forbidden love. They know that they should be together, but they can't. And it's there's something tragic about that. You just want them to be together, but for the most part, they have to play their part in this, on this politicking and this intrigue and this game of thrones that they're playing.
Yeah, the tragedy of I will wait for you.
I will return. So the fate of the country is quickly coming to a turning point, right? A boiling point. Yi Seong Gye is traveling off to another area so that he can set the stage for Namjoon and Bangwon to kind of play their games.
Initially, he left the palace because he thought that they were already acting on him, so he kind of left for safety reasons.
Well, there's the play that Seon-ho is, pretty much acting as his advisor, right? And he advised that just let Namjoon and Bangwon duke it out, set the stage for those two to battle it out. He doesn't want to witness his sons committing murder or any kind of causing any blood, so he goes off to the palace, in a retreat of his own. Bangwon goes to meet him just to get an answer from him, and then that is when Bangwon,
strikes.
Well, Bangwon at that moment, he's like, what do you think of me now? And then Yi Seong Gye is as a father or as a king, and neither answer is good enough for Bangwon.
that was Yi Seong Gye's, I think, ultimate weakness right there.
Yeah, it's just say you're proud of your son, man.
As a king, you're just a useful subject, and as a father, you're just my fifth son.
Oh, it's so cruel.
It's at
that moment.
What are you thinking?
At that moment, Bangwon's yo, you know what? You have every right. You have every authority to just cause havoc, cause this revolution, and that's when it begins.
Yes, absolutely. And they played that revolution quite well. See, Seon-ho had all of these moving parts in the background to make sure that, it would go down as just this regular old revolt.
Yeah.
But Bangwon and so we played it so that, it would look like they were following orders, they were showing up to the palace, and they got attacked.
Exactly. They were still being meritorious, filial to the crown, and they did it in a way where, they were just doing their duty. And so now it's now they've been given the right to kind of defend the country.
Justification. My favorite part about these two episodes is seeing Seon-ho's plans just crumble underneath him.
Yeah.
He had this amazing look about him, when he was speaking with the king and telling him the plans about the blood ceremony. He's I'll take care of it, I'm your guy.
Right.
And then he went up to his father. He's if you don't follow my orders, I will slay you.
Yeah.
And he had this air of confidence. And then as soon as he met Bangwon at the gates, and Chido was yes, draw your swords.
Yeah.
And the black snakes came out.
Oh, that was so cool.
Seon-ho was just what the hell just happened?
He was just come on in. I invite you. I'm greeting you at the gate. And then just like that, the Black Snake unit comes out, ruins all of his plans, and, the revolution begins.
Yeah, and ever since that point, nothing went according to plan for Seon-ho.
Ooh.
Especially, the crux of their first scene where they finally clashed at Chiwol-dong.
Yeah.
And, I didn't expect that fight to reach a finality, but Hui destroyed him.
Well, the thing that really bothered me about the end of episode 11 was that if you watch the previews, you see Hui, doing the killing blow to Seon-ho, and I was like, what?
I mean,
it was like, okay, great, I'm gonna watch episode 12 now, know exactly what's gonna happen. I had no idea that Bang Gon was a skilled swordsman, when they were, I had no idea, I just thought that he was just one of the sons, one of the princes that just kind of, jolly be around,
yeah, he was,
what am I gonna do? I'm on your side, trust me, just joking around all the time.
The personality that was introduced to us by Bang On is, a drunk, someone who gallivants around the town.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Just,
and then all of a sudden, he's pirouetting with the sword dancing with Bang Wan.
The first encounter with him and Bang
I was
Wan
like,
with
wait a
the
minute.
fan.
Yeah, exactly.
That was dope.
Which was really, really cool.
So seeing them fight and just seeing Suhui and Seon-ho, that was an epic climax to what we thought was the end.
I thought this was the finale.
We saw the first scene play out, and that was supposed to be the end of it all, but I guess not.
I guess not. There's more.
That's like bittersweet right there. It's like, I thought it was the end, but we have more. So it's kind of like if Game of Thrones had said that was the final season.
Right.
Just kidding. There's a season 9.
There is more.
Yeah, there's more. And it looks like, from judging from the previews, Seon-ho is going to be consumed with vengeance.
Which is funny to me because all he wanted to do was end his father's life. He wanted to be the one to end his father's life, and then I don't know what happened. I guess it's kind of like, when you see that ending with Yi Seong Gye and his son, killed on the ground, and he's just bawling, and you could just feel the tragedy, feel the tension between Bang Wan and Yi Seong Gye. This is so sad. Super sad.
This was a character flaw in Seon-ho that really, really bothered me from the beginning.
He's always flipping. He's very flippant.
Not necessarily that, though. It's just that he tries to do everything himself, as if he needs to be the one to do it. So what caused him to send Suhui off to the army in the front lines is because he was trying to do what his father was telling him to do and trying to impress his father, and then he caused all kinds of trouble with Yun and Hui, making a deal with Hui, and then when they finally met in this episode, he was like, I told you, it's supposed to be me. I'm supposed to kill my father. He's supposed to die by my hands. And then we made some argument about this is the end of my path and I will take my life as soon as.
Which he didn't.
Yeah, he didn't. But what I'm trying to say is Seon-ho, he just forever always just trying to do everything.
You want to sympathize for Seon-ho, right? You want to...
I don't.
Yeah, but his character is just there's just so much struggle, that inner struggle of being good, being evil, being the son, being the hero, being, like you said, he's just trying to do everything.
And it's a circumstance.
It's not working.
His upbringing with his father, always, always holding that low-born status in the back of his head.
But that's probably the beauty and the tragedy of his character in this series. Is that he's just trying to, win or come out on top of his fate, right? His fate in this series is a low-born son who will never amount to anything. So he's always trying to beat it. But at the end of the day, it just makes me hate him, love him. It's just constantly flipping.
I more hate him than I love him because,
I feel sorry for him.
He's trying, just from an outside perspective, he's trying so hard to do the right thing the wrong way.
Right.
And he's trying to do it from a kind of like a schemer position, whereas Hui is he's letting Bang Wan in on his plans. He's fighting for him. He's actually on his good graces, and he's made a true ally of Bang Wan, and that makes Bang Wan empathize and sympathize with Hui a lot more. And these two episodes really made me a true believer in Bangwon. Like he doesn't abandon his comrades, and he has everyone's best interests at heart. He killed Namjoon for Hui, which I don't know how that's gonna play out in the future, but I think we appreciated it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Seon-ho, he's just somebody that I kind of feel really sorry for him. That's just my interpretation of his character, because when it comes to Hui and when it comes to when it comes to Yoon, that's the weakest part of his character. No matter how hard he tries to be an evil person, or like you said, just trying to be a master of everything, like as soon as Hui comes to the picture and, you know, he's still carrying around that phoenix cloth, whatever that he has on his sword, he just kind of like falls apart and can't really follow through with his predictions of being an evil character.
I mean, I would disagree on the sympathy for him, because he has literally been the cause of every single domino effect that has caused Hui damage, his family damage, and you know, he's the one that pushed Bangwon and Hui together. Everything that's happening is because he wanted it to happen. It's just not happening his way.
He's the one that pushed the chips
in
the very beginning. Guys, let us know in the comment section below what you're feeling about Seon-ho. Do you sympathize for him? Do you think like Element here is like, no, screw that guy?
He just needs to take a step back. Also, leave it in the comment section down below what you think is going to happen next, because we've already seen the first scene play out. We don't know what is next.
Yeah, and I mean, I think there's going to be a lot more politicking and plotting, vengeance, and then what happens with Hui. Like, is Seon-ho going to go after Hui? He's got to go after Bangwon. Bangwon was the one who killed his father in the end, and so...
Yeah, we don't know what's going to happen, so leave it in the comment section what you think. But that will do for our reaction to 11 and 12 of My Country. Guys, if this video helped you out, or if you enjoyed it, leave a like and subscribe for more videos, turn on notifications, and we'll see you in the next one.